yourself. So you could use two-directional movement, bringing these hands back and stepping forward at the same time in order to break free.
You're trying to, as you push down, you're trying to step forward. Yeah, this is exactly what I thought. It's kind of impossible to do that movie. See? If you're trying to go down, yeah, it definitely doesn't work.
I don't know how many times
Oh
I can take it.
I'm so sorry.
Trying to really put it into perspective.
Yeah.
Huh?
You got to be careful thinking about these false confidence techniques. Wow, I feel really bad now. Oh no.
I have to ice my arms now.
So originally, I wanted to do this video, just kind of another one of those funny, test some hilarious techniques type of video. But this girl, Madeleine, she's kind of wild. And so suddenly it sparked an idea. What if I just told her, use your instinct? What would you actually do? She doesn't train. She doesn't know anything about fighting. But this would be a perfect little test to see, is natural instinct better or is Bullshido better? So now I tell Madeleine, just use her instincts because she experienced the Bullshido. So if you notice, she starts playing with turning her arms now, right? She starts playing with turning her wrists and her forearm. So she's kind of just figuring out that, oh yeah, there's a part of the grip that's weak and a part of the grip that's not as weak. Okay, she's starting to figure out. I'm just encouraging her. I'm telling her, think about what part. See, she's trying to turn towards my forefingers. And she knows, okay, that's probably not the most effective, but she's starting to figure out, again, she doesn't have any martial arts training, it's just trying to use her instincts. So she's like, okay, frustration's natural, right? But I'm kind of telling her, turn the other way. You see, I gave her a hit, I said, turn the other way. She's like, oh, and she's gonna figure out, oh yeah, I should follow up with a kick, right? You see this? Natural instinct, there it is. You see that? So, natural instinct versus Bullshido. Again, she's like, ow, it hurts. She says, look at her poor wrist. I feel bad a little bit. But it kind of worked when she turned towards 4 of my fingers, but it's not the most effective. So I have a neighbor, and they have a little niece. And sometimes when I hang out with my neighbors, the niece is there, and she's a little toddler. And I just noticed that just naturally, she's got a bunch of reflexes. She's able to kind of wiggle out of different holes. She's just able to really almost jujitsu, but she doesn't know jujitsu. She's a little toddler. And that's what kind of prompted this little exploration. If you remember my video on knife defense and the grasping reflex, we know that kids are just born with certain reflexes. So what's to say that if you trust what you naturally can do, it's, if not the same, maybe better than Bullshido? Because there's some schools of thought that say, well, you know, Bullshido, give them the false confidence, whatever, it's not going to get anyone killed, whatever, right? I just don't know if wasting your time is worth it in the sense that you might be learning something inferior to your natural instincts. Anyways, let's keep exploring. So this lady named Xuan Xuan's been going viral on Chinese social media. Look at that. Defense against someone pushing your hair down. Notice that jump cut. Watch this. Jump cut. You see that? She switches her hand punching too, but it's an uppercut to the belly and then a very off-balance kick there, and you've subdued him. So look at that epic hair flip at the end. So, of course, the problem, of course, you see, if she's looking down, she doesn't know where to aim. So it's going to be really hard to do even that first move. And that's why there's a jump cut. She couldn't even make it work, so she had to use the camera. Check this out. She's using her left, but then it switches to the right and they teleport. See that? So again, Madeleine, see, she just starts using her instinct. And she gave me that kick. Of course, she's a yoga girl, and not every person can kick that. So now she's thinking, maybe I'll attack the neck. It was kind of a knee too. More effective than trying to uppercut. I mean, the key is she's starting to understand, hey, maybe that hand needs to be removed because that hand's controlling my posture, it's controlling my ability to see. So she's just figuring out, just using her gut, not overthinking it, not trusting the Bullshido. You know, it's very sloppy, it's not completely right, but she's understanding that I need to get out of that control of the hand. These techniques that she's figuring out naturally, they're not the best techniques, they're not the most effective, but our benchmark that I set is, are they better than Bullshido techniques? Just keep that in mind throughout the rest of this video. Now let's talk a little bit about this girl, Xuan Xuan, the self-defense master. She's got hundreds of thousands of followers. She's got hundreds of videos, and they're all like this. Some of them are worse. Trust me, they're worse. There's ones where it's like, how do you fight off 2 people? How do you fight off 3 people? And At first, I thought she was kidding around, but the way she markets herself at the end, it's always serious. It's like, yeah, self-defense, empowerment for the ladies in China. So I don't think she's being funny. She's actually trying to sell this stuff to people. And that's why we need to examine, is learning her stuff, spending time and hour trying to learn her stuff, practicing BS, is it worth it? Or is just trusting your instincts worth it? Here's another hilarious self-defense technique. So what if he grabs you and gives you kind of like that type of sideways hug? Notice, guys, epic pink blazer. He just naturally lets go of the other hand. And then when she starts demonstrating it, his other hand's already down. But too many steps, man. As you know, anyone that's done any type of sparring knows, you're not gonna pull off even 2 moves on people unless you're really practiced, right? She's pulling off like 6 moves on someone. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a 5th move. So 5-move combo. And then if you notice, we're gonna watch it one more time. She can't make up her mind as to whether the other guy grabs with the other hand too. It differs in the slow-mo and the regular. So now I'm gonna tell Maddie to try it. I told her just use her instinct. Look at that, she just gets away. She's not trying to linger with the opponent. See, just slip out of it. Do that again. Have you taken self-defense classes?
No,
You
just instinctually, yeah.
So you see, this is the problem with teaching Bullshido, because you train them to not trust their instincts. I try to tell her to copy the Bullshido, but she just can't. She just wants to do it her natural instinct way. So this is another technique. Shen elbows the guy's elbow. I mean, technically, she's probably aiming towards his forearm, but the way she's demonstrating, it literally looks like she's elbowing the guy's elbow. So look at that, and then an off-balance kick. Pretty epic, right? So I don't think Madeleine's ever elbowed anyone. So you see, she does not elbow. So what we're about to do is I'm just gonna send my arm your way, try to elbow. See, it's really hard. Yeah, try to elbow. I've always maintained this, but it's really hard to elbow someone's strike. The velocity is probably not there. Check this out. She starts trying to block. It's pretty natural instinct, right? So now she's trying to elbow again. Almost got me. Almost got me. Almost got me. See, now she's trying to trap and hit. You see that? She invented Wing Chun. Those are my glasses, by the way. She put on my glasses to be funny. She's actually got a pretty good secretary look, like a pretty good uke look. She's chain punching me now. She invented Wing Chun. It might sound like I was being funny, but it's actually pretty cool that naturally she just stumbled on, hey, let me trap his arm and hit him, and then starts chain punching. I mean, every adult by a certain age has probably seen a punch, so she's probably seen a punch. That's why she was chain punching. But Madeleine's definitely not the type of person to watch Ip Man. You know, she's a crystals type of girl, yoga crystals, volcanoes, whatever. Sounds like I'm making fun of from that, you know, do your own thing. The point is, there's the myth, depending on what school of Wing Chun, that Wing Chun was invented by a nun who taught Yan Yongchun, a woman, and she managed to master that. So maybe there is some truth to that, right? If just by naturally trusting your instinct, you'll stumble on kind of a self-defense fighting system similar to what Wing Chun looks like, maybe there's some validity to it. If you just go along people's instincts and try to modify it, then maybe you could get to something that Wing Chun's trying to teach. Throwing punches like this, it's not the most natural thing, and you have to train your wrist, you have to train your muscles, you got to train your form to not break knuckles or break your hand when you punch people. This was a little exploration. Bullshido versus natural instinct. Fake martial arts versus untrained. What do you guys think? Do you guys want more of this stuff? I wanted also to make this because IcyMike, Hard to Hurt, loved the channel, but he made a video about this. He was talking about everyone was going overboard, critiquing Bullshido, and he doesn't agree with when people say stuff like, oh my god, this stuff shouldn't be taught, it's gonna get people killed, just let them do what they do. You know, IcyMike saying it's not a big deal, which I guess in the grand scheme of things, it's not a big deal, right? But we know many cases of people, they'll read something, they'll see something, they'll whatever, and then they will try it somehow. They will try it or emulate it or teach it. I would err on the side of people who are a little bit more skeptical. Bullshido does piss me off because there's a lot of bad techniques, and I will tell you more than once, man, even going to school. People try to use stupid techniques on me. I remember one kid, he was so tiny, he tried to do some kind of throw on me. And I'm just like, come on, dude. You're not some judo master. You're not going to throw me unless you've practiced this, pressure tested it on really, really big people, which he hadn't. He's trying to throw me. I just stepped out of his throw and I started choking him. Another story for another time. You got so many stories. To me, they're like insignificant, right? Because it's just school. But for you guys, it's like, whoa, there's another story to watch that Jerry tells. Maybe I'll tell that Eric story. That little kid's name was Eric. I don't know how big he is now, but back then he was really little. He was trying to throw me. Anyways, guys, what do you guys think? Let me know. Do you want a sequel? Do you want Madeleine back? Or do you want Catherine back? Because if you don't want Catherine back, Catherine's coming back anyways. So, next video with Catherine.